So many of you know who I am. My name is Matt Tillman. My family's been up here already. So I want to tell you my story. Okay? My parents are from Alabama. My mother born in Selma. My father in Birmingham. Growing up, I heard stories about what our world seems to be like today. I had no idea that police officers could sit there with dogs and let them go after black people. It made zero sense to me why they would have fire hoses blowing water on people. It made no sense to me why individuals couldn't walk down the street, why they couldn't be seen with white people. It didn't make sense why my parents were uncomfortable walking in the front of a store, sitting in the front of a plane, sitting in the front of a bus. That situation left an indelible impression in my mind. I was born in Mobile, Alabama. We moved to Georgia, Michigan. In my time in Michigan and Ohio, we were the only black family in a town of about 30,000 people. My parents went away on a cruise to Hawaii, and they had me stay with a friend. It was at that point that it was the first time in my life I had ever heard the N-word used in a sentence. I was upstairs. My friend's parents were downstairs with other friends and said, "Why do you have that N in your house?" My parents were gone for a week. That was day one. I had 7 days to process that and to say to myself, what does that mean? What's going to happen to me? Fortunately, nothing. Fast forward. I end up moving from Ohio to Foster City, California. Now, it was very different. Very different. You know why? There were people that looked like me. For the first time, growing up, seeing other black people, I had to process that. Not only did I see black people, I saw people of all races. I had to process it. I had to ask questions. Who are you? Help me understand your past. What are you about? For me, I was the tolerant one. I could have been angry at white people, or I could embrace this new world that was around me and figure out how I was going to make it. Now, from Foster City, I went on to UCLA and got a degree in political science. I arrived at UCLA at a time of racial tension. Rodney King. Now, if that's not an eye-opening experience that's similar today, I don't know what else is. Many of us have lived through that time. Now, we processed it. Holly and I were just talking about it the other day. What is different from 1992 to today? One thing, social media. Social media. Right? Everything that's going on can be seen. It can be videotaped now. Cell phones. Everyone's using it to capture these images. Right? But it's always going on, even when the camera's not rolling. right? As a black dad, I've got 2 daughters, Jordan and Jada. They are my world. It is my job to make sure that this is a better place for them. Just by a show of hands really quickly, because I see many of you out here. How many of you have I coached in a sport? Raise your hand. Right. I've been your coach. I've been your friend. There is nothing different about me than you. When I bleed red. Just like you. So I want to leave here and leave one thing with you. All of the things that we're talking about is about love and acceptance. The first thing we need to all do is start showing love for each other.
Yes.
You never hurt the ones that you love. Show love to each other. This community and the surrounding communities are fabulous. Let's embrace each other. Let's love each other. And thank you for being here.